usually a couple times a year, to play music and to connect with amazing folks who are doing all kinds of work in the arts and culture world there, and redefining a generation, which is part of the work that we're all in the arts. And so the song that we're going to play, actually the next couple of songs are from Ethiopia, and this particular song is called Abai Mado, and it's the song, it's about, Abai in Amharic means the Blue Nile River, and the Blue Nile River is an immense part of the Ethiopian consciousness. And I learned that through this song. Abai Mado, the title, means from across the Nile. And full sentence in the chorus says, the farmer calls his ox from across the Blue Nile. And it's the story of his life and all of the things that he makes with his day and his hands and his work, and the way that the farmer's work, the work that he does in his hands and in the soil, becomes our bodies. And because of that, it forms the basis of the society, and it's a praise song. And when I would play this song in Ethiopia, touring in Ethiopia, it became an invitation into a Nile consciousness that I discovered. It's interesting because there are many ways that you inherit stories, and we're always dealing with the stories that we inherit, whether they're positive or negative. But part of diaspora's journey is this sifting of the stories. And there's one particular type of story that it becomes almost impossible to hang on to in diaspora is an ecological story. Because while you can point to the culture and you can point to the music, you can point to language and sound, you can point to specific histories that your family experienced, the ecology itself is what you are separate from in diaspora. And so it took this song to bring me to this ecological consciousness, and it became the basis for the Nile Project, which is a project that brings together musicians from all 11 Nile Basin countries. It's 11 countries in East Africa to create music together, and in that creation of music to invite a kind of listening and a kind of co-creation through the stories that we share. And we just had our residency in southern Egypt in a place called Aswan at the Fekra Cultural Center, and it was 2 of the most beautiful weeks of my whole life. And I'm overwhelmed by the fact that it was true. Musicians from the Nile did want to get together. They did want to share each other's cultures, and they did want to try to create a Nile sound out of that. And it was an assumption on our part when Mina Girgis and myself created the project, but it turned out to be true. We are hungry for each other's cultures, and this song was the origin of that project.